Hi, this is Molly. Thank you for joining me today. You caught me on a very beautiful day. I spent lots of time getting ready this morning, about a whole 30 seconds. What I want to talk about today is something so important about your life with EDS. Again, I say this a lot, or with any chronic illness that you have, or injury, or anything you're dealing with, particularly with Ehlers Danlos syndrome, because so many people don't know what it is. They don't know what to believe because it's that invisible illness. You know, on the outside you look fine, but on the inside it is just running rampant in your body, causing you all sorts of trouble. So the most important way to deal with things yourself, to get the help you need and get the support you need, is to be honest. That is crucial to everything that is your EDS life. Here's what I mean by that. One, you have to be honest with yourself. One of the best things that you can do is print out. This is what I did when I was first starting to go to doctors and everything, is when the internet was around and I could do so, was print out the list of symptoms, signs and symptoms of EDS. And then I went through and highlighted everything that I've experienced, that I have had or experience all the time, or it's chronic, and I would make little notes about it, like GI issues, for example. I don't have a lot of the issues that are mentioned, but I would have nausea. You know, sometimes I wake up nauseous, headaches. You know, I would describe specifically where my headaches are, things about muscles, things about dislocations and subluxations. You know, I would make specific notes in the margins of the things that I highlighted. That way, it's a super quick reference for doctors. If they take it, hopefully you have a doctor that will actually look at it. There are some that will hand it right back to you and say, nope, I only look at x-rays, or, oh, I only look at pictures. That'll tell me everything. And right then, if they do that, you're with the wrong doctor, first and foremost. And I have a very hard time holding my tongue. So, you know, there have been times when I've almost driven to doctor's offices to stand up for family members and friends that have had terrible experiences with doctors. I definitely speak my mind. And just like you should in life, you demand people to treat you with respect. You know, I do the same in a nice professional way, but I do the same with doctors too. You have to. You're your own advocate. No one is going to bat for you, unfortunately. You might have the best support in the world, but as far as you getting the care that you need, you are your own advocate. There's not going to be a doctor, you know, tell me if you have a doctor that does this, if your, general practitioner does this, but they're not going home at night and researching EDS for you. You know, you're not having your orthopedic surgeon, they're not going home and researching the latest, labrum repair techniques. Mostly they're not. Hopefully they are. They're talking to colleagues and things, but for the most part, they're not. So you are the one that has to be the bigger person and do your research, which I'm not very good at, but, and tell them as much information as you can possibly give them. That's the best way to get a proper diagnosis also, is to give them all the facts that you possibly can. That goes along with, if you print out the symptoms list, highlight everything that you have, make specific notes. If there are certain things that are genetic, they're part of your family history, write that, maybe in a different color ink, write family history or the family member that has had that. It helps them put the puzzle pieces together. EDS is genetic. But not all forms of EDS. Actually, I think hypermobility is the only type now that does not have a blood test that would show up that you have EDS. I probably worded that just terribly, but correct me if I'm wrong. I believe hypermobility type is the only one that does not have a blood test for diagnosis. So that makes it harder. That means you have to do more to prove yourself, to be honest and tell them exactly what you have gone through and are going through on a daily basis. Okay, so once you have that, be honest with what you fill out. Don't make yourself look worse than you are. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that it's almost like a competition. You know, you have those people in your life that have to one-up you. You know, you may have sprained your ankle, but oh my gosh, they broke theirs. Or, you know, you had a headache this morning. Well, oh my gosh, they had a migraine and was in bed for 3 days. You know, there's people that do that. Don't do that. Be honest with what you have and are going through. Okay, so now you have your information that you can be honest with yourself, whether you fill it out or highlight it and write your notes. That helps you be honest with your medical care team. You know, hopefully you have your general practitioner. Maybe you have an orthopedic surgeon. Maybe you have a rheumatologist. Maybe you have physical therapists. Sometimes they're the best people to talk to. They seem to have that one-on-one time a bit more, or they're really interested. I have a physical therapist that is so fascinated by rare and unique cases that he will research. He will support me a lot and talk to me about it more than pretty much anybody else. So make sure you're honest with yourself, your medical team, especially your doctor, the doctor you see the most. That's the one you should, you know, really make sure they know everything. And then the people in your life. Be honest with, if you're married, be honest with your spouse, your family. You know, growing up with this, I'm sure, you know, everyone has had times where their family member hasn't, their father, their mother, brother, sister, whatever, has not believed you. You know, they think you're faking it for attention, or how could you possibly be dancing around the living room yesterday, but today you can't walk? That doesn't make sense. To them, it doesn't make sense. To us, it makes perfect sense. You know, be honest with the people in your life. Do not milk this. There are days, like my sons will ask me to do something. Like maybe they want me to play a certain board game with them, or, you know, go outside and do something, and I just don't feel like it. There are times, I will be honest, there are times when I've said I'm too tired or I can't get up because I just, you know, you can't play that one more time, or you just don't have the brain power to do it. That's a big problem too. It's not just all the physical stuff. It's the brain power, the brain fog, the being able to concentrate. There are times when you know, you're in so much pain you can't even say your own name, literally. You know, so don't do that. That's not good. I'm not proud of myself for doing that. You know, if your husband or wife asks you how you're feeling, your boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, father, if they ask you how you're feeling, be honest. That doesn't mean every time they ask, they might just be asking, you know, to be polite, but you know, you don't have to give them the rap sheet of everything that is wrong with you that day. But if something is coming up, you know, if you're having a new pain, if you're having something that's concerning you, definitely talk to them about it. And have that sit down conversation to say, you know what, this is what my life is really like. I'm going to tell you at the end of this, if I don't forget, I'll make a note for myself so I don't forget. There is a resource that you must, it's a wonderful explanation. It's great to share with family members and friends to help explain what this is like. It's called the spoon theory. I will get to it in a minute. Okay. Here is the biggest thing. It's kind of like crying wolf. If people realize that you are exaggerating your condition, if they catch you in a lie, if they catch you overdoing it, or over-dramatizing it, they're not going to believe you when you really need them to, okay? When there's a time that you've got to go to the emergency room because you just can't stand it, or when your rib cage hurts so much that you can't inhale a complete breath. That happens to me whenever I extend too much. Like that happened to me when I was cleaning a shower one day, cleaning the tiles, and the muscles on my rib cage got so inflamed, got so irritated that they got so tight, and I couldn't inflate my rib cage. I couldn't inflate my lungs all the way because my ribs were so tight. You know, when those things happen, you need the people that take care of you, that help you when you need it, that help take care of you and support you. They need to believe you. Okay, so you're going to be honest with yourself about what your symptoms truly are. You're going to be honest with your medical team, with what you really have had and what you go through, in your everyday life, what it's really like. And then you are going to be honest with your friends and family. EDS does not have to be something that consumes every minute of every day. It does in the sense that you're aware of it every minute of every day. You feel your pain, you feel your cramps, you feel your muscle knots, you feel the headaches and your digestion issue. You feel it every day, every minute of every day. But it doesn't have to consume you every day. It really doesn't. Every minute of every day. Okay? So the big thing, and I almost want to make this a separate video all in itself, a huge fact about EDS. I said in my last video that I was trying to come up with truths about EDS, like the top 3 or something like that. And the one that I could come up with, only one, was the fact that everyone is different. Every single person with EDS is different in their symptoms, signs, time of onset, duration of pain, everything can be totally different. Okay, here's what people need to know. The people in your life need to know, and have them watch this if you want. That would be great. And again, I'm going to do a video that I think isolates just this fact for you to show to family members and friends that might not believe you sometimes. Everybody is different with EDS, but not only does it differ from person to person, it differs in your own body from day to day, from hour to hour, even from minute to minute sometimes. So if you try to make plans with someone and it's in a couple of hours you want to meet to go have coffee together, catch up, and half an hour before you leave, your situation has changed and you don't feel safe to drive, or you feel dizzy, or you can't walk, you dislocated a knee and you can't walk, or dislocated a shoulder and you can't, turn the steering wheel, or whatever it is, or you just feel flat out fatigued. That is very true. It's very real with people with EDS. Your condition can change from minute to minute. You can be out walking and having fun with your kids or walking the dog 1 minute, and the next you might need help getting back to the house. That is very normal. You might be full of energy and making plans to, maybe do some chores around the house, and maybe like in the fall, go to the pumpkin farm or something like that. And then minutes before you're about to leave, you can't even stand up. That is very honest and true about the life of an EDSer. Okay. Those of you that are watching this, that, you have a best friend, or it's your son or your daughter or your wife or your husband that has EDS, please know this. Hopefully they're being honest and they're not lying and they're not taking advantage. Please don't take advantage of your loved ones. Zebras, don't do it. You need them. You need them to trust and believe you. So those of you that are watching, that you're supporting someone, you're helping someone with EDS, know that it is very real. It is very true that it differs from hour to hour. It differs from joint to joint. Today it might be my knee, tomorrow it might be my shoulder, in an hour it might be my lower back. Then I might try to walk from one end of my house to the other and it might be my left ankle, and then I can't hold my mug because my fingers are giving out, or whatever it is. It's just the way it is. So you need to believe them. You need to make sure that you have a conversation about being honest, and that you want to be there to help them. You need to know that they're being honest with you. Zebras, make sure you are being honest with your loved ones. I keep saying the word honest on purpose, so that really the message gets in there. You need the people in your life to understand and help. So first, be honest with yourself. Really look at those lists of symptoms. Oh, and I want to make a correction too. In my very first video, my video about medical alert bracelets, I said about the wallet card, the EDS wallet card that you can get from EDNF, Ehlers Danlos National Foundation. Now it's Ehlers Danlos Society, from their website. You used to be able to buy it from them. Now they have a free printable one Okay, you can go on their website under resources. I went to look it up after I made that video. I wanted to check and make sure that it was still there. And now I think it's under resources, and it's a printable free wallet card. Print it out, laminate it if you can, or something, and keep that front in your wallet, in the very front, even before your license if you can. That way it is right there. Show that list to your loved ones, to your friends and family, so they understand. That's a card that I said I give when I have to go to the ER or have to go to a doctor's office. I hand them this. This is what I have. Please make a copy of it. And most of them will. Most of them will. And thank you for showing it to them. So really make sure that you understand all that goes along with EDS. There's a lot of things that are surprising to know fall under the category of signs and symptoms, whether primary symptoms or secondary symptoms of EDS. It's a lot. So go through, highlight everything that you have experienced or currently experience, make notes about it. That is the best advice I can give you, especially if you don't have a diagnosis yet and you're trying to find out what it is that you have, or someone told you they think this is what it is and you're really trying to prove it or find out what you have. That's simply the best thing you can do. And it won't take you very long, okay? So dedicated time for you to highlight everything you can that goes along with your body, what you're experiencing, okay? Then be honest with your doctors. Tell them everything that you have. And then your loved ones, the people in your life that are there for you, and you want to keep them there for you. There's no way to survive this if you're alone. It's just reality. There's no way to get through this if you do not have people that are there for you and have people that understand. That is where the forums and the Facebook groups and YouTube videos like this, why I started a channel, is so you have someone that gets it, that understands, say, man, my lower back really hurt today. I get it. Say no more. I understand. Or tell me everything. You have to have someone that can listen to you as well. The best way to have someone that will listen to you is be honest with them. Okay? And yes, again, I keep saying honest on purpose to get it into your head. Please. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Don't try to be in comparison with anybody else with EDS. And I've seen someone, I remember the EDS conference, overhearing a conversation of a girl that saw people in wheelchairs and thought that she immediately needed a wheelchair. She was just diagnosed. Just because you just got your diagnosis doesn't mean you're going to be in a wheelchair tomorrow. You might never need a wheelchair. Hopefully not. Okay? Don't make assumptions on what anybody else has gone through, that's what it's going to be like for you. You can't, because it's so different for everybody. Okay? Do your research for yourself. Please treat the people around you with enough respect and love that you will tell them the truth. Doesn't mean you have to talk about it all the time. They don't want to hear about it all the time. Let's be honest about that. They don't want to hear about it all the time. You don't have to talk about it all the time. And there's a lot that I hide. My husband already worries about me so much that I don't want to tell him every ache and pain. I'm not going to do that to him. Every time he asks me during the day, he'll text me like 20 times, how are you feeling? I've had to ask him, stop asking me how I'm feeling because I don't want to tell you. So it's a balance when you need to tell them what's going on. When it's important, when you're struggling, when something's new, when you don't know what to do, then share it, okay? Good luck to you. Please, if there's any questions that you have, any thoughts that have come up in your head, that anything I've said has triggered a question or anything for you, please put it in the comments below. I will be more than happy to address it, okay? I hope you're doing well. Oh, spoon theory. I said I would mention spoon theory. You can Google the spoon theory, and it's also from a website. It was initially put on a website called butyoudontlook.sick.com. It's excellent. It's for all these conditions that are invisible illnesses. The spoon theory was created by a woman. I haven't looked at it in so long. Her name's Christina, I believe. It will come up immediately if you Google spoon theory and look up on YouTube. There's plenty of videos about it as well. It was the way that she explained to her best friend what it's like having lupus. And, you know, she grabbed a handful of spoons and said, you know, tell me about your day. And she said, well, first I take a shower and then I have breakfast. And she said, no, back up. No, 1 spoon, I sat up in bed. Or I drank my water so I could take my medicines before even getting out of bed. Okay, then it's another spoon worth of energy or effort to put a bathrobe on and slippers, or to go get her breakfast if she can even eat that day. And she went through her whole day explaining this, and her friend was in tears saying, I didn't know this. I didn't get it until now. It is a wonderful, I've printed it out and given it to people. It is a wonderful analogy for what we go through in our everyday life, what it's really like, okay? And I used an idea like that when I applied for disability. I wrote my day. You know, you have to say what your day is like. Ooh, there's a fly around here. You have to say what your day is like. I used that thought process from the moment I wake up in the morning till I go to bed, what it's really like. Okay, and it helped me. So that's another thing I will definitely talk about is disability, because I received disability on my first try in under 4 months. So I am here to offer any suggestions and support for that as well. Okay, again, I know I get talking so much, but I hope you enjoy your day. Please use these tips to help you. I really hope you get the diagnosis you need, get the support that you need, and know that someone is here that gets it, okay? All right, gentle hugs. Take care. Bye-bye.